He said he called this stuff trophies. Are they even trophies at all? Some of them look like beings that died where they stood. A few amulets, a scythe, and what? Some books? Like this one? What could be so unique about this? What was in there?
Did whoever classifies as your mother ever tell you not to mess with someone else's shit?
Oh, Sebastian, I didn't know you came back. I, didn't even hear the door open.
You weren't paying attention. Despite my size, I have a light step.
Well, clearly you do.
What were you doing, Serene? I told you that I would be helping out with your returning to the second circle.
I got bored. What with you being out all day, I went out and about by myself, but I came back when I got even more bored. I figured I'd take a gander at, well, whatever this is.
What do you mean, this?
You said this was an office with a computer and filing cabinets. I didn't have to be told twice. But you said the rest of what I was seeing were trophies.
Honestly, that's the best thing to call them. Everything you see is the first of what I've killed since the start of my career. Some of the other stuff was vital in what I've investigated. A few of these still have some of their enchanted power in them, like that Drazkata you were playing with.
Drascata.
It's not just a book, it's a semi sentient embodiment of the sire. This artifact, through standalone circumstances, brings something you wish you had to life. You have to speak it whilst the book is open, or your want for it has to be that great. As a result, it spawns something else, whether it's an event, someone else, or even a creature. Fail at conquering it, it adds you to it in the form of a fresh page the same way anyone else does a normal journal entry.
I'm glad I closed that when I did. I can't imagine a more monstrous version of myself.
Indeed. Some of the artifacts I have are indeed still possessed by the being I was hired to investigate.
That's actually why I came back when I did. If I'm gonna get help from you, I need to know exactly who or what I'm dealing with.
If you have questions, ask them.
For starters, you never explained why you healed from that injury. Humans can't heal that quickly.
But, I am human.
Okay, then what separates you from the rest of humans?
Try to guess how old I am.
I'll say you're about 30 years old.
You're right, and also wrong.
Both? How?
This is exactly how I looked when I turned 30.
I don't understand. Looked? Past tense?
Past being the operative word. I'm 137 years old.
What?
And before you say anything else, please understand that I am indeed human.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you can tell, but even though I'm American, my familial line originates from Greece. The Johnsons go all the way back to the 16th century. Our original ancestors fancied themselves as bodybuilders, especially because they were rather healthy people. But that's just it. Their health. Every passing generation that came to be inherited this benefit. Over time, as the generations passed on and the family continued, the healthy bodies they had became far more than that.
How did it face you?
Good question. Our trait developed slowly but surely. We Johnsons have always been able to build muscle easily and with determination, but our genes were affected more. Our ancestors in the 17th century became capable of lifting far more than the average human being should be able to lift. In the the 18th, we were able to live longer lives and practically became immune to disease. I am as well. In the 19th, the time period I was born in, the healing process had significantly improved along with our means of building ourselves.
You were literally born superhuman?
Hmm. My body has looked this very way for the past century, 107 years to be exact. For some reason, I haven't been on the receiving end of time's physical consequences. It's possible that when I came of age, it evolved in me in a brand new way. In fact, when I work out, I have to use two anvils. That's 4,000 pounds.
What about your career as a detective?
I originally intended to be a civil private investigator, which I am. I went to university to study crime and law enforcement. When I obtained my master's degree, license, and credentials, I came here to set up an office. It was shortly after that I found out monsters were real. I was a quick study in what little supernatural fiction I could find, only to discover they held water.
Which of the trophies are actually monsters?
Keep in mind that some of them aren't monsters, just some body part or something connected to them. You ever heard of the Mothman?
Only once. The only story I was told speculated that it did what it did in the name of justice. Why? What about it?
See that wing over there on the wall?
It's a wing?
That's not just a wing. That is the left wing of the Mothman. My encounter with him was one I'll never forget.
You make it sound like he was powerful.
Indeed, he was. He had the unique ability to use mirrors as very tiny pocket dimensions, so that when his victims were oblivious to his presence, the deaths would be instantaneously quick and truly gruesome. It was his preferred method of killing.
How might have you defeated him then?
I was hired to investigate a breadcrumb trail of broken mirror pieces to an abandoned factory. People kept busting them out of fear because he couldn't kill using his preferred method if mirrors were broken. I found a pile of those busted pieces, gathered them together, and waited to see whether or not it could work.
So the creature struck.
No, I did.
You did what?
It was something I wasn't sure could happen. I attacked it first through the miniature portal, just to see what would happen. It was lying in wait, but I grabbed it by the wing, tugged it, and kicked away the mirror pieces, tearing the wing off in the process.
What happened to him as a result? Has anyone else seen it?
No, I knew I didn't kill it. The story always went that the only way to slay it was to stab it with one of its own bone pieces, fashioned as a sharp-forged weapon. I had to find out the hard way that I permanently incapacitated it.
That doesn't sound possible. By your own admission, it was practically
Mhm.
invincible.
It's because I own its wing. It knows this. Some of its bones are inside that wing. It can't risk coming out of its dimension without risk of death. And I took away its ability to fly.
I can't imagine how many creatures you've defeated during your time on Earth.
The next one isn't going to be beaten by me.
Huh? Why is that?
Because I think I've found a skinwalker. I have a lead.
Really? Oh, finally! I can rid myself of one more tedious task Respondus put me through. I wish he hadn't been so cryptic with it.
You must not have known what that designation was. Ready to go?
Thought you'd never ask. The sooner the better.